Good morning, London. Welcome. We're here with Mani and Vik, who played the Invitational final, and we're going to find out all about it. So let's get straight to it, because the guys got next games to play at the main event. So, Mani, what was your game plan going into that final match yesterday?
So, when looking at Vik's list, I didn't know everything about it, and I really underestimated the amount of firepower Vik could put out. And I was like, right, I'm just going to rush him. I'm just going to go, take all the objectives, and try to deny the primary for as long as possible. It worked for 2 turns. The primaries got denied for like 2 for like 2 turns. So the first 3 turns, Vik didn't get any primaries really. But then I didn't have any racks left. so he got all the primaries at the end, right? So yeah, I really underestimated the output of Vik's list. Right. So I just went for it, and I was like, even with the output, like the amount of output you got, if everything is toughness 5 and it's all in your face, then you might struggle to deal with it.
Right. Yep.
But it was like Abaddon. Like, that dude picks up a whole squad.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, fair, that's going to be like 1 squad down. But when the Blastmasters, when they chip away at multiple different units, like all of the set, and it's like 2 Blastmasters and a Venom crawler, and then 2 Blastmasters and a Venom crawler, then a Blastmaster and a Terminator
and
squad.
You just melt
like
away.
The shooting from them, like 3 squads get like almost half melted, and then you fail the morale, then they do get half melted after the morale. So you've lost like 30 dudes like that, and Abaddon's killed a squad, and you're like, well, I'm 50 down. Yep. And then I had another turn, and I was like, right, I'm all in now, like I'm there, there's no way of getting back now. So just try to deny the primary a bit more. So that's what I did again, tried to deny the primary, and then like 60 died, and I was like, okay, now there's like 40 racks left, we're going to struggle a little bit. So that was my game plan. It was just deny the primary for as long as possible. Because Vik had better secondaries than me.
Slightly, yes.
Yeah,
correct.
And because I didn't really have a third one. The list doesn't really have a third one, it relies on killing something to get a third one. So I had to take no prisoners, which I didn't score very many on. But Vik had no prisoners that he was going to score, like maximum one.
Correct.
So I was like, I have to make the difference in primary. So that's what I tried to do. That was my game plan. And then, and then Vik had other ideas.
Right. Vik, so what was your mindset going into the game? Because you knew the list, you knew exactly how it plays. Were you afraid of it, or had some reservations about it?
I think this is a key point. That's probably what both of us felt. It's not the kind of armies that you would play in practice. So neither of us really knew the correct estimation of defense versus offense here. I probably overestimated Mani's toughness, and Mani underestimated my output. So we ended up in a situation where my game was always just react to how Mani deployed, and I was always going to load up one flank, which was going to be the flank where he had his objective in the open. So I deployed kind of how I wanted to, and Mani set the pace of the game because he made the decision to threat saturate me on turn 2.
Yes.
And that was the decision which probably, wasn't the perfect choice in that situation, but we had no way of knowing that until we
had
played
no
the
way
game
of knowing
once.
Yes,
exactly.
If you'd had a practice game with it, then you'd know like what the way to play it is. But we had no.
When Mani made that move, I thought, okay, I have something I can do, but I think I've lost the game. That's how it felt to me. He had like 80 racks on one flank in my deployment zone, pretty much. You just think that's it, game over. I'm going to get 0 primary for the rest of the game. It's going to take me 3 turns to kill this. I'll kill them on turn 5 and it'll be too late.
That's how it usually goes, right?
Turn 2, I killed 80 plus racks on that turn 2. 80 plus. And you don't realize it until you add up the output of everything when you're able to put your whole army into it. So, it was a game where I was reactive. And,
All right. Mani, what do you think you could have done better? I mean, would it have played differently on a different table, other mission?
The same one.
Would it be
Totally.
the same?
Like, I think I should have just held back.
Yep.
I think all I had to do in this game, genuinely, from after playing the practice, I think maybe if I had just sat in my own half of the board to get 10 points on Herd the Prey.
Yep.
And then 15 on banners, because then I would have got like 10 on Herd the Prey and 10 to 15 on banners between that somewhere. Then I could have just sat in my own half and kept fire and fading one unit out to make sure you only get 4 on the primary. Because I couldn't have got you 0 but I should have just thought about it and gone, holding 2
Yep.
only gets you 4,
Yep.
but it'd be 4-8, 4-8, 4-8, and that would easily make the difference in no prisoners.
Definitely.
Especially if I was only sending 1 unit out for Vic to kill. He would have to come and chase the no prisoners. So then his no prisoners and my no prisoners would get closer together,
Correct.
and our primaries would get further and further
And
apart.
the thing is, you would threat saturate on turn 4.
Yes.
You know, after
when I get the 5 up invuln.
Say I had kind of protected my objective, so I was holding 3.
Yes.
The artifactors would kill the units, and I would be considerably depleted by the time you actually
Yes.
went in.
And then I'd just attack the left flank where you had
Yeah.
that objective out in the open.
But you went in when I had my full armor.
Yeah, I went
That was
in and
the
you had
problem.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You live and
that's
you
what I
learn,
would have done
exactly.
different, and
Yeah.
I think that would have changed the game definitely.
100%.
I'm not sure if it would have won the game or anything
Yeah.
like that, but it would have been a lot closer.
Yeah.
So it would have been more of an interesting game. It would have lasted longer. The racks would have lasted
At least
longer.
we all got to go home early.
Yeah,
Earlier.
exactly. Earlier, yeah.
All right, and Vic, I always ask this question because your list has like 4 key units, I would say. So Abaddon, Noise Marines, Venom Crawlers, and the Terminators.
Yes.
Which one of those was the MVP of that game?
What about the cultists, man?
I mean, maybe I missed them.
I think it's very hard to pick an MVP because I think every unit pulled their weight there, up to the Venom Crawlers as well. I don't know, Manny. Can you
But I
say-
think it was the
It was the Terminators were untouchable. That was probably the problem.
Yeah, because if the Terminators weren't there in the middle of the board,
Yeah.
the whole army would have just ran up the middle.
Yeah. The Terminators were the linchpin of
That's
that game
what it was.
because it's impossible for him to touch them.
shift them,
Even with no buffs, it's impossible for him to shift them. So they got into his deployment zone on turn 3. And that's it. That's mine now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Manny, would you change anything in that list, or do you think it's still good in the meta?
Or do you want to scrap it completely and pick up something else?
No, I think it's still very, very good. One thing is, though, I would like to try the grotesques out. So I didn't try grotesques out in the coteries, but if instead of having like 9 squads of 20, you just have 9 squads of 15, that's it, and drop 1 gun from each, so you still got the 9 units. They do the same thing,
Right.
but then you get 3 units of 5 grotesques.
Yeah.
For the same points in there.
For a little
And
bit
those
of
are
fun.
really actually good in coteries because you have a stratagem where if you kill a unit in combat, you can get a 4+ feel no pain on the squad straight away for
Right.
1 command point.
Right.
So like you
of the
don't have
game.
to wait till you're down to 2 grotesques. The full 5-man could advance and charge something, like 10 cultists for example, kill them and then get a 4+ feel no pain. And then they're insanely hard to shift. They really are. And it gives me some output. -2 and -3 AP on 6s. It gives me some way to grind through Armor of Contempt. Because I also found like even in the last game, in the main event when I played the Ultramarines, racks take a long time to chip through these things. Like, I can keep denying people's primaries, but then it takes me a long time to chip through things. Whereas the grotesques would give me, something better and a little bit more durable as well to like hold midfield objectives. Because when you put 20 racks on like a midfield objective, someone will still kill them. If they put their whole army into like that, they will kill them.
Yep.
So I think I need something a little bit more durable in the list, and I think
Yeah, a bit
grotesques
more
might be something to try out in that list.
And the punch with the damage too, especially that also helps against
Yes.
Armor of Contempt armies, doesn't it?
Yeah,
All right,
definitely.
Gents, I'm looking at the clock, so we want to give you some time to prepare for the game and so on. Last question to the two of you. You've played in the Invitational, you've played yesterday, you are going to play today. How are you two holding up stamina-wise? Because it's starting to turn into a lot of games. So, Vic, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued, but physically I'm fine. Just need to make sure I have maybe one more cup of coffee, keep me going. But we'll see. It is a grind. It's a real grind, but I've been quite careful with my fitness and diet and everything coming up to the event, so I have prepared for it in some ways. And I know Manny's done some preparation. I've seen the trolley you come in with.
Yeah, I bought that to help out with my back, and
that's
it's
a great
worked.
idea.
It's worked. I feel completely fine, to be honest with you. I've done this for WTC before. I've played like 12 rounds over
Seasoned
5
with
days,
this.
so I'm good. I'm okay. I'm not tired or anything.
Nice.
I just went straight to bed last night, got a good night's sleep, so I'm literally good. I'm
So
cool.
one can get used to it.
Yeah,
to the
Oh, you
grind.
can get used to it. Yeah. And I'd definitely think though, if I didn't have that trolley, and every time something died, I had to go under the table to start packing models away. Yeah, I'd be done by now. So yeah, it's always good to have good prep. And I went through like 8 bottles of water like yesterday and the day before. So yeah, it's all about your prep really and how you come into it, and you get used to it too. Like if you do it multiple times, you get used to it.
Yeah, your
So,
your body builds up the stamina after that.
But I've only got 2 more games today. That's probably why I'm a bit more lively. Whereas Vic might have another 7. So that's why you look forward. That's also a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you think
You know
forward
the
and go,
end point, right?
oh man, I could have 7 more games. So and that makes you feel a little bit more fatigued in itself. Whereas I'm like, I've got 2 more games to go. I'm playing Orcs. It's going to be fun, and that's it, right? So
All right, guys. So I think we need to wrap because you need to run to your tables. So yeah, best of luck to the both of you.
Awesome.
Have fun, enjoy yourself, and we'll speak to you in a couple of hours
Thanks,
probably.
but
No, sorry.
we never mentioned what was the actual score. Of
Oh,
the
yeah,
final.
absolutely.
So how did that
86-49?
86-49, or was it 89-49, something like that.
Something like that. So
80 something, 40 something.
That's good enough. So Vic, congrats on that
Thank
win.
you, thank you.
And gents, good luck out there today.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Cheers,
Thanks
boys.
for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.